Sports 1440. Hoop City with Pulsar introduces a new generation of basketball talk, and it's right here on Edmonton's home for sports. Sports 1440.
What's some non-Nissan drivers here?
Soul-crushing flurries today with a low of making you cry.
What Nissan drivers here?
It's looking absolutely perfect out there.
Don't fear the forecast. Get an all-wheel drive Nissan Rogue and get up to $4,500 cash purchase bonus on select new 2026 Rogue models. Built, tested, and trusted to conquer Canada's harsh winters. Visit your local Nissan dealer today or nissan.ca for details. Conditions apply.
Visit your local Edmonton and area Nissan dealer for more information.
Something's happening. Something big. The Service Big Share Contest is back, where just by saving money with Service Credit Union, you could win $1 million. From now until the end of April, the more money you save with us, the more chances you have to win. The Service Big Share Contest. Isn't it time to feel good about your money? The Service Big Share Contest ends April 30th, 2026. No purchase required. For information and rules, visit service.ca/win.
The weather doesn't care about your shift or your schedule. Carhartt Rain Defender sweatshirts let you battle back against the ever-changing elements. Carhartt's durable, water-repellent technology lets light rain beat up and roll right off. Layer up and stay on the job longer without getting drenched. Get your Carhartt Rain Defender sweatshirts at all three of our Edmonton job site workwear locations.
Job site workwear, tough different tough jobs.
You need the lowdown? It's with Lowetide right now on Sports 1440.
Presented by Wolf GMC Buick. We're making it easy. WolfGMCBuick.com.
Welcome to the Lowdown. Today's show, Oilers in Colorado tonight. Will we see them, the team that played so well in Vegas, or the baffling performance we saw at home against Carolina? The Avs are Everest, and right now the Oilers are something less than Everest. Plus, NFL free agency already has winners and losers, and it's frightening if you're an Eagles fan. That and more straight ahead. The Lowdown brought to you by Wolf GMC Buick. Family-owned, community-driven. We're making it easy. Visit wolfgmcbuick.com. We're live on YouTube and Sports 1440 AM radio. Also online at iHeartRadio, sports1440.ca, and Radio Player Canada. We're on Apple and Spotify podcasts right after the show, and we tweet it out on X. And, of course, we love having you. We're on Twitter at Lowetide, at Declan Krueger, at JFenwick04, Mac McLennan, Donovan Paulson, Brendan Clack, NHL Update. Man, there's a lot of people. Clack's not here. I'm just teasing. You can text or call us 833-401-1440. That's 833-401-1440. Guest today, Evan Rawal, to talk Avalanche. Evan from the Denver Gazette. We'll have that and more straight ahead. Going to be a fun day talking about the Oilers tonight, NFL free agency, and maybe the World Baseball Classic too, since we have our friend Donovan here. It is time for the introductions. She spends her free time seeking knowledge about the world of sports that she can apply every day on this show. It's making the rest of us look bad. Ladies and gentlemen, Mackenzie McLennan. Mackenzie.
I swear I'm not trying to make you guys look bad.
Every day.
I swear.
Every day we say something. Yeah, I heard something about that. Oh, yes, that was this, that, and the other. I mean, I'm not saying it's irritating, but it's making us look bad. Just saying.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Well, I mean, if you want to get ahead in life, you're doing it right. If he wore a T-shirt that described his radio style, it would be a black shirt with bold font, maybe yellow or, I don't know, gold that says, here's why you're wrong. And he makes radio better because of it. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Donovan Paulson. Donovan Paulson. Is that about right? Here's why you're wrong?
That's definitely right.
Yeah. I don't think you would quarrel with that.
No, I wouldn't at all. That's exactly right. I mean, maybe I'd change the the coloring or the lettering a smidge.
Sure.
But
I thought the font should be like 50 Times New Roman bold.
yeah, it needs to be bold for sure and
Yeah.
italicized as well. Just
Yeah.
get my extra little stamp in there.
I almost went with, give me a call and I'll tell you what you think, but I didn't go do that. So he brings an intelligent, broader view to this show, and he might speak with authority about basketball, football, movies, and the value of research. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Josh Fenwick. Josh Fenwick.
Yeah, a lot of research gets done on this side of the desk. Me and Mackenzie.
Mackenzie probably does that.
Hey.
Looking it up on Basketball Reference is not
How
research.
do you think Basketball Reference works? You use Pro Football Reference. You don't
It's
just
right
Google
in the title.
things in the search bar.
It's right in the title. Reference, research.
Okay,
research,
so
reference.
if I did Basketball Reference and then I also use StatMuse at the same
You'd
time
be
to
doing-
confirm,
you'd
then
be
that's
using-
research.
It's reference and then jotting down a few lines. Nowhere close to
But
what
if
we
I
would call
use Basketball
research.
Reference and confirmed with StatMuse, is that all of a sudden research?
He has an enormous amount of energy and is impatient to find his place in the world. I don't know where that place will be, but it better have college football channels available. It's Declan Krueger, everybody. Declan Krueger. Am I right?
Yeah, I would. Yeah, college football.
Can you imagine going, like, if Declan's on a cruise when college football season is on and they don't have television, and guess what? They don't have television. I can't. You would
never-
jump off the cruise ship and swim to shore.
I would never book a cruise for that time.
Yeah, that's probably true. That's probably true. I think you should have a job where you can watch whatever you want all the time.
I feel like I have that job because all I want to watch is sports anyway.
I know, but like it's not
And the
necessarily what you want to watch personally. Like, is there some college basketball game on right now in Hawaii or something?
I don't actually know what the schedule today is.
All right. Okay. So I want to go around the room, and it's a very simple question. You've seen the Oilers against Hurricanes. You saw them in that 8-game homestand. You saw them play the last game, which looked pretty good in Vegas. Vegas not at their best, but they won the game. Looked good. What are your expectations, Donovan, for the Oilers in Colorado tonight against the high-flying Avalanche?
The expectations is come back out with a similar effort you did have against Vegas, right? Which is, I thought they were substantially better defensively. I thought they did a great job limiting Vegas to the outside. I thought there was a ton of point shots from Vegas, which is usually a good sign of you are keeping them to the outside. You're not letting them get to the middle of the ice. I would suggest that this is going to be substantially harder than it was against Vegas. Obviously, you got the superstar talent in Vegas in Eichel, but McKinnon's a different animal. And I'm looking for another consistent defensive effort because that's where this team's going to win or lose, right?
How much do you want to see McDavid and Draisaitl together at 5-on-5, or would you rather have them apart?
I don't want to see them together at all, unless it's after a penalty kill or, if they're down 2 goals in the last 10 minutes, then those are my exceptions. But really outside of that, I don't want to see them together. I mean, the results.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Donovan, what do you expect? You know how good the Avalanche are. I know they're not like they were as good as they were at the start of the year, but they're still a wagon, as you kids like to say. What do you expect from the Oilers tonight?
You just talked to Donovan. I really, really hate.
I meant Declan. Whatever your name is.
I hate when you do. Like I would never call you Jason just because I have Jason.
Donovan and Declan are too close.
Anyway, they're 0-6 against the top dogs of the Central this year: Colorado, Minnesota, Dallas. They've been outscored 33-12. Like, it's just been a shellacking. And I think a lot of people watch the Oilers with rose-colored glasses, thinking about the last 2 years that they'll be fine. If they go out and lose this game and it's not competitive, I mean, your absolute ceiling of ceilings is a Western Conference final. So I think you got to go out there and you got to show you can compete with these teams that have ran you out the door so far this season. 6 games, outscored 33-12. Now, granted, only one of those has been against Colorado. That was also a 9-1 loss. So you got to go out there. You got to compete. I don't want to see McDavid and Draisaitl together at 5-on-5. And I'm very interested to see where Jason did. Like, I mean, obviously Colorado's going to get to line match, but I'm very interested to see where Jason Dickinson falls in the lineup as that defensive.
Right. In the last 4 games, Colorado at 5-on-5 has scored 10 goals and allowed 5. The Oilers have scored 9 goals at 5-on-5 in the last 4. They've allowed 12. That's the big difference. Young Josh, what are your thoughts on tonight's game?
Well, the Oilers need to start PKing like the Calgary Flames yesterday. 2 goals, 2 shorties. Same PK. Just wanted to get that out there.
They lost.
I don't care. Two shorties on the same PK is ridiculous. No, I'm echoing the same guy's sentiment. No Leon and Connor together, and defense first tonight. Yeah. Defense. And I'm serious about that PK. Like the Avs have the worst power play in the league. Like you should be able to get some high quality chances.
It's crazy because
they're like first
such
in
a
everything
great
else.
team at 5-on-5. They score like crazy.
So I've been thinking about this all day.
Yeah.
Maybe they should literally take a penalty one after the other. Just like play 4-on-5 the whole time.
I don't think that's a good idea. Do you think that's a good idea, Mackenzie?
Actually, I was just thinking about that. I was like, what if they did that? I mean, it's kind of crazy and not very sustainable, but
no.
I'm expecting a lot of goals, and I'm really curious to see. I feel like Dickinson is going to be matched up against Kadri, and I think that'll be interesting to watch. I read somewhere on Twitter that that's a really good matchup. It was like on trade deadline day that somebody said this is the perfect matchup for Dickinson. So we'll see if that's true. And
good research.
Yep.
I'm just
what
saying.
What can I say?
Kadri was playing with McKinnon last game, wasn't he?
He was, and he still is because they have two top six forwards out.
Yeah.
So now I know usually we talk about that as this big, this is really
But Kadri's not what
thing.
Kadri used to be, though. So
no, but we usually talk about two top six forwards out as this big swing, the momentum type of deal. When you're talking about the Avs, I'm sorry, they still have Nathan McKinnon, Marty Natchez, Cale Makar, Brock Nelson, Nazem Cod. Like, it doesn't matter. They can miss Gabe Landeskog and Arturi Lehkonen all they want till the end of the season. It's going to make no difference.
Yeah.
They have like 6 natural centers on their fully healthy roster.
They are.
Yeah, it's actually the craziest center depth in the league.
They are a wagon. I still don't like them as much as other people do. I don't like that bottom 6. When they're fully healthy, they'll be better. But man, I still look at some bottom 6 pieces and think maybe they're not as good as some people like to say they are.
Well, you hope Dallas or somebody just gives them a terrible time in the early round.
If somebody's going to beat them, it's Minnesota to me.
Mm-hmm.
But they're going to get the nice, easy cupcake matchup in the wild card, taking on presumably what is the Seattle Kraken. But Seattle's beat them before in the playoffs.
Looking at NFL free agency, my team, the Eagles, are apparently more interested in 2027 picks than they are in grabbing anybody, and they're down about 4 quarts in terms of free agency. Declan, how do you see this? Not just the Eagles, but overall, looks like an early frenzy. Any winners and losers, or is it too early to tell?
Listen, we were kind of joking about it before the show began. I thought one of the losers was Tennessee. Like, they went out and they gave a lot of money to Wan'Dale Robinson, who's probably not a true wide receiver one. They kind of have had a tendency in the last couple of years to give a lot of money to guys who are maybe a little past it, a little bit washed, just paying them on hope.
Right.
And I don't want to, we had this debate a little bit before the show began. Like, I don't want to start putting them in the Cleveland or New York Jet tiers of incompetence, but like the outside of that Cam Ward draft pick, like the Tennessee Titans kind of make a lot of wrong moves year after year after year. And I'm just wondering, like, at some point, I just wonder when they realize like this exact same thing that they've done for 3-4 years now isn't working.
So they should bring Jeff Fisher back. That's what I'm hearing you say.
They should have never let Variable go.
Do you not like what they did on defense though?
Remind me.
Well, they completely replaced their corners. And they, what's his face off the Broncos?
John Franklin Myers.
Yes, John Franklin Myers.
I like John Franklin Myers a lot. He's a really good player. I don't know, man. Like, I guess we'll like you.
And then you have Jermaine Johnson on the other side.
And here's your edge. Yeah. I like Jermaine Johnson.
Like, I think their defense is substantially improved.
Because here's the other thing. Like, you never really know. Like, no one thought the Patriots were going to be a 14-win team after their free agency last year, but really beneficial schedule. Drake May took a substantial leap, and all of a sudden they're there. So there's a lot of parity in the NFL. It absolutely could happen. Yeah, you make a good point about the defense, but I just like when your offense is so putrid and your defense has to be out there on the field for that long. Like, even the best defense is going to get worn down drive after drive kind of thing.
And the corner story is Alontae Taylor and Cordell Flott.
When I look at the free agency so far, it's you always, the first day, you're sort of like, okay, somebody should blow their brains out. Somebody should like spend way too much getting a guy. And then if you're a good team, like I'll use the Ravens as an example because they've always been a really good team. But I think the Eagles ordinarily do that. But the Eagles lost like 4 guys, you guys. Like they lost, or 3 guys. And like some of them they wanted to keep.
Yeah, Nakobe Dean's a big loss. I like Nakobe Dean a lot.
Yeah. So help me with this. What in I love Howie Roseman. I believe that's a process I'll buy into. But how do you recover? Is it like, because they got 4 picks, I think, in the first 100 this year, but that's not a huge amount. And apparently they're going to be trading one of the wideouts. I think I know which one. But what's going on? Like, are they retooling, or do they just love their kids that much?
Well, I think the easy way to look at this is when you have a team like the Eagles have, you can only have on paper the best roster in football for so long. I mean, look at what's happened with the Lions as well, right? You're losing talent left, right, and
At
center.
some point, guys got to get paid, and it depletes the roster.
It's how it works. It's just the continued cycle of.
Don't you hate trading or losing guys who are 27? I don't mind losing guys who are 30.
Of course you do, but you've got to prioritize certain guys and you've got to prioritize certain situations. That's just the price of being a good football team and being a Super Bowl contender and having on paper the best roster in football. The biggest travesty of it all is now you lose one half of the exciting whites. Reed Blankenship is gone.
Yeah, I know.
And if you
That's devastating.
If you look at it like this, like, would you rather lose the players you lost, or would you rather not lose the players you lost or sign Jordan Davis to a 3-year extension?
That's a good
You
point.
would take signing Jordan Davis.
And I guess the bottom line is that they do draft well, and that's why they have these attractive players. And so they just have to keep drafting well.
Same
right?
situation as the Lions, right?
Yeah.
I mean, look at the guys the Lions have lost too, right? Like they've had to cut guys, they've had to set guys free, and you watch, and there's a reason why certain teams just get in the situations where they were. I mean, look at the Saints for a long time, right?
Of the teams that we assumed had a chance to win the Super Bowl next year, who's improved the most? And I know it's early days.
The New York Jets. No.
But the Bills have done well pre-free agency.
The Bills did well.
Yeah, they have a wide receiver.
The Jets have their new quarterback of the future, baby.
Tua. Gosh.
No. It's Geno.
What?
7th round pick.
Okay, never mind. Yep. Geno Smith, the Jets Super Bowl contenders.
Come
for
on.
Sure.
Really?
Oh, I'm dead serious 2 minutes ago.
He was their 2nd round draft pick, what, 10 years ago? 13 years ago?
Somewhere around there, and Romeo Dobbs goes to the Patriots.
There's still hope for Testaverde coming back then. Really quickly, are you watching? I wanted to ask you this in the first segment. Are you watching the World Baseball Classic, and what do you love about it if you do?
Yes, I am watching the World Baseball Classic. What I love is seeing Canada compete on a stage and seeing the development of some of their players. And just, I mean, as a whole, when you get to watch guys like Junior Caminero, Juan Soto, and Vladdy Guerrero Jr. hit in the same lineup and just crush baseballs, or you look at Team Japan and they're a wagon, you look at Team USA and it's like, oh, look at that. Kyle Schwarber's hitting 4th. Oh, look at that. You have, Roman Anthony is probably the worst player on your team, and
he hits a bomb.
He hits a bomb, and Roman Anthony is having a great World Baseball Classic. Like Team USA is absolutely loaded. I love best on best competition with any sport, and baseball. You just get some of these storylines that I don't know if you paid too much attention to the Randy Rosarena, Cal Raleigh thing.
That was wild. You were telling me 4 different languages. You told him to,
basically go and bleep himself in 4 different languages, and I quite enjoyed that. But it's been a blast to watch. Canada plays later today, and we'll see if they can redeem themselves from what was a very disappointing loss.
Yeah, it was
against Panama.
All right, also, busy show on. I'm sorry, somebody saying something.
Sorry, Colombia won yesterday, so there's still a world where Canada, if they win out, they win their pool, don't they? Because Colombia was 0-3.
I'm not sure. Last I heard, they were
still in contention to win the pool, because that would mean they're 1-1 now.
Their pool's also not very good.
Yeah,
so they got graced with the luck of the draw, really, because they've had to go up against the in previous iterations like U.S., Mexico,
I just love
games
that
that can't get
that Otto Lopez throw. I'm still living on that. That was a
it's
great throw.
gorgeous.
Oh my God! All right, on the way, Evan Rawal going to talk to us from Denver Gazette about the wagon that is the Colorado Avalanche. We have, of course, the Roundtable all day. And Declan, what have we decided to do for Declinations?
Well, I think today we're going to do heat check and ice bath.
Okay.
So again, same thing, Roundtable. I think the biggest reason for that is last week after the show, you kept telling me how much you loved that segment.
Yeah,
I took it as a little like, oh, okay, so we're out on high.
It's your segment. You can do whatever you want with it, but I'm delighted you went this route.
But I do like this one, so
right.
And I got a good one today.
I promise you, for the rest of the day, I will call you Declan.
Well, you can't promise that, and it's fine.
Listen, dealing with old people is a struggle for everybody.
Yeah.
All right. Lowdown with Lowetide on Sports 1440 and YouTube.
Excavators, loaders, lifts, compaction equipment, and more. Find the XCMG construction equipment you need. Available for rental or sale at Japa Machinery Group. Japa, helping build Alberta from the ground up for 50 years. Visit japamachinery.com.
They're not just a grocery store. They're a butcher, a baker, a cafe, deli, rotisserie pizza, and restaurant, all under one roof. Loca Quality Market does food differently with 2 locations to serve you. Edmonton and Sherwood Park. Visit loca.ca.
It's Truck Month at Wolf GMC Buick, and we know trucks. And we have the best deals of the year right now. Some have 0% for 4 years. We have 0% for 6 years. That's on our #1 selling GMC Sierra half-ton crew cab, or the Elevation, the AT4, or Denali. Yep, 0% for 72 months. And Costco members get an extra discount on some of our SUVs. Pop in today and drive away smiling. Wolf GMC Buick. We're making it easy.
Hey, Edmonton, did you know a local Play Alberta winner scored over $500,000 on Mega Jackpots Ocean Bells? Think about the season tickets you could lock down with that kind of cash. From major casino winners every hour to jackpots worth millions and hundreds of popular games to money that stays in the province, there's never been a better time to sign up for Play Alberta. Download the app today to get started with casino, sports, and lottery all in one app. Must be 18 plus to play. When you gamble, use your game sense.
Come for Canada's largest trade shows, the biggest names in entertainment, exhilarating sporting events, and more. And stay for the experience at the Edmonton Expo Centre. Looking for the perfect place to host your next big event? From trade shows to galas, meetings, and concerts, the Edmonton Expo Centre has the space, event expertise, and service to make your next event unforgettable. With over 522,000 square feet of flexible event space, in-house catering, and operational expertise, they bring your biggest vision to life. Learn more at edmontonexpocentre.com today.
Mr. Reuter kinda speaks French. Je m'appelle Monsieur Reuter. Je suis plombier.
Très bien, Mr. Reuter. Your name is Mr. Reuter, and you are in fact a plombier, a plumber. You are an excellent student.
Au contraire, mon frère, je suis un excellent étudiant. Also, I'm not here for a French lesson. I'm here because someone clogged up the toilets.
Ah, oui, right this way.
For a plumber who speaks your language, call Mr. Reuter.
For many families, the stress of divorce can throw your life out of balance. The loss of a relationship, ongoing conflict, mounting legal bills, and uncertainty about the future can feel overwhelming. Hi, I'm Corey Anderson with Fairway Divorce Solutions. At Fairway, our team helps you restore balance through mediation, negotiation, and a unique step-by-step process. With 2 offices in Edmonton dedicated to serving your needs, our goal is simple: to help you navigate a path back to peace and clarity. Visit us today at Fairway Divorce.
NHL Star Sticks are back in McDonald's, and we're celebrating by going bigger.
Make that smaller, way smaller than ever before.
Collect the set and get one of 7 mini sticks with every NHL Star Sticks meal. Featuring McDavid, Matthews, Quinn Hughes, McCarr, Celebrini, Reinhardt, and Montembeau. So get yours while they last. 1 stick per meal purchase. Limited time at participating Canadian restaurants.
Big guests, bigger takes. Jason Gregor brings the names you know and the stories you don't. Weekdays, 2 to 6 on Sports 1440. Don't miss a minute of the action. Edmonton sports leader, Sports 1440.
Oh, Canada. Jiffy Lube is here to keep you moving through mornings like these.
Full synthetic oil changes, quality Pennzoil products, tire checks, battery tests, and everything else your car needs to get through our winters. Stop by Jiffy Lube for fast, easy, warranty-approved service. No appointment, no hassle. Just dependable service right when you need it. Jiffy Lube, keeping you moving through this.
Budget 2026 is focused on what matters to Central Alberta, like 10 new school projects for a total of 27 underway, redeveloping Red Deer Regional Hospital and investing in more rural family physicians, expanding trades education at Olds College and upgrading facilities at Lakeland College, twinning Highway 11 and expanding Red Deer Regional Airport, all while keeping taxes low and growing the economy. For more details, visit alberta.ca/budget. A message from the Government of Alberta.
You need the lowdown? It's with Lowetide right now on Sports 1440.
Presented by Wolf GMC Buick. We're making it easy. WolfGMCBuick.com.
Lowetide on Sports 1440 for Wolf GMC Buick. It's 12:23. Gorgeous spring weather. Lovely. Winter's gone. We're looking forward to heading to the lake soon. Can't wait. It's time for Rumors, brought to you by Great Canadian Solar. We believe you should create your own electricity. Let's build a brighter, sustainable future with GreatCanadianSolar.com. Best place to do it right here in Alberta, where the sun is always shining. The lineup looks like Ingram will start tonight. Acombe, Bouchard, Wallman, Murphy, Nurse, Emberson. Last game, Nurse Emberson with the most deployed pairing at 5-on-5. Hopefully Acombe is feeling better. Wallman, too. They're a little banged up. I have been impressed with Murphy on the defensive side. McDavid with Nuge and Hyman. Draisaitl, Podkolzin, Roslovic. Dickinson with Savoy and Kapanen. Szymanski with Doc and Frederick. It's interesting to me because I thought that Savoy had moved up to Draisaitl's line and done well, and he has, but he also played pretty well with Dickinson the other night. Let me ask you, Donovan, for Draisaitl, do you prefer him with, say, Podkolzin, Kapanen, or Savoy, Roslovic? What incarnation of the Draisaitl line do you prefer?
That's a tough question because I think Matt Savoy brings obviously the more talent to that line, but if you're to look objectively, I want Matt Savoy up there, but as a line, I think they're better off keeping Podkolzin up there. As much as I think Podkolzin's a third line player, I think the Oilers are better off with, and I've said this for a while, when you have one forechecking demon on kind of every line, right? And if you look at the way they're set up right now, you have Zach Hyman on line 1, you got Podkolzin on line 2, and you got Kapanen on line 3, and you have one really good forechecker on each line. And I think that greatly benefits each line, to be frank, because they can get on the forecheck, be physical, and then that fourth line is just crash and bang all over.
And which they like. People are all after Doc. I think Doc's played well. I mean, he's hitting people. With the goal that Frederick scored, he was directly involved in it beside the net. I'm not saying he's going to be a monumental outscorer and he's a fantastic 200-foot player, but he's doing what they're asking him to do.
No, and I think people were upset about how the lack of minutes that Colton Doc got last game out against Vegas. He was just over 5 minutes, which, I mean, to me was kind of criminal with how he was playing. I thought he was really effective in that game, especially against the Vegas team that you presume you're going to have to run into in the playoffs at some point, whether that's first round or second round, whatever. If you're the Oilers, why not play that fourth line a little bit more against Vegas? Maybe, I mean, God forbid you injure someone. You don't want that to happen, but it's a division rivalry game. It's a game you might run into later on in the season when it's more important. So I would have played him more. I've liked his game. I know he had a tough first game out, but I just think for me with this team, the bottom six finally looks to have some form of identity.
Yeah, and they can bruise a little bit and make the defenseman a little less comfortable back there. Declan, when Chris Knobloch gets criticized, often it's due to he won't play the kids. That said, he slow played Savoy. I was all over him for slow playing Savoy at the beginning of the year, fourth line penalty kill. But here we come towards the playoffs, and he's looking like a real hockey player. And so should we maybe, after being critical, or I should be after being critical, give him his flowers? Because Savoy is playing big minutes and on two different lines and doing well in both.
Yeah, I mean, listen, like the Savoy there, that's, you know, one point. But I think the other thing with Knobloch is you just point to how often he goes to McDavid and Draisaitl at 5-on-5. And I think, and like Jason asked him the question after whatever game it was, and he kind of outlined the numbers that they're not really outscoring 5-on-5, things like that. And Chris Knobloch was basically like, yeah, I don't know, that's crazy. Wow.
Seemed
good to hear.
perplexed.
Yeah, he like, so I don't know. Sure, you can give him the flowers in that sense, but it's also like you'd have to be pretty blind not to see what Savoy's doing and seeing the improvements in his games. Like that's a pretty easy decision to make. I still just think he gets nervous way too often. I still think, like, I think he's a really, really nervous coach.
Well, here's what I think about Knobloch. I think he's under a tremendous amount of pressure.
Absolutely.
And you know, I said it at the beginning. I said it July 1. No, I didn't. I said it the day before the season started, because every July 1 signing by Stan Bowman, he kind of flushed right away, and he wanted to play Draisaitl and McDavid with Trent Frederic, and that's just a bad assimilation. Like, Frederic is not going to thrive on a pure skill line like that. He's thriving with a fourth line, you know, bruiser energy guy. But Frederic will get you 15 goals when he's playing a full season and he's healthy. But maybe he get 20 on a line with McDavid, and you're going to get more out of Nuge. I understand they have a need there, but I think that Chris Knobloch, and I've said it before, but I think that when this comes to summertime, he just signed a new contract. It hasn't even kicked in yet. This organization has to really look long and hard about who they surround him with.
Yeah, I fully agree. I was actually shocked when the Oilers brought in Colton Dach at the deadline for the very reason of, I mean, the guy has no willingness to play a guy who's not a fully established NHL player, right? Like, I thought for sure that Colton Dach was basically just going to be like the, you know, maybe next year type of player.
May still happen, but right now not.
May still happen, but right now not. Like, I fully expected maybe a guy like AJ Greer or some kind of established fourth line player to be coming in the door still, because of his complete unwillingness to play guys like Szymanski, guys like Dach. Now, I don't hate that at times, and I understand it in, you know, a big game against Colorado. You don't necessarily trust them. But to me, I just don't understand how he always goes back to the well of McDavid and Draisaitl. I don't understand how he always makes these decisions where it's not creative.
No.
And when you're a head coach, to me, you got to be willing to try some different buttons, try some different line combos. There's just...
Do you think he defers to McDavid?
I don't know if he defers to McDavid. I think he just genuinely is a guy who, you use the word nervous, Deck. I'll use the word desperate. At times, he seems a little bit too desperate to me. And
but he looks a little nervous, but you can't help that.
You can't.
It's a nervous spot to be in. Like,
it is.
But people are.
I hear what you're saying, though. I don't disagree at all. To me, it is like I honestly think it's a combination of the two. I think it's a nervous desperation a lot of times.
I just don't understand why why it's come out in the regular season as much as it has. Like, you're a playoff team. Just try stuff, experiment, do, like, when your goal differential with McDavid and Draisaitl on the ice together is +1 or +2, whatever it is now. You've got to look at that and seriously think about, you know, maybe they haven't got the results for us this year. Maybe I shouldn't go back to that. I thought it was enlightening, frankly, his answer to Jason's question.
It's interesting to me that because ordinarily in previous seasons and without a word of a lie, the McDavid and Draisaitl together was good for 2 or 3 percentage point. If they were 51 solo, they'd be 54, 55. You know, on the ice together. They're not this year. I'm trying to look it up, but Natural Stat Trick is being wonky. The fact is that the best combination, the best between Leon solo, McDavid solo, and them together, Leon's like at 56% solo. McDavid is about 51%, and then together they're about 53%, 5-on-5 goals. It's usually a lot larger, honestly. But here's the thing that I don't understand. And we've talked about it before, but if they could now, if they wanted to, they could run McDavid, Draisaitl, Nuge, Dickinson. They won't do that but they have more than enough. But I still see Dickinson kind of moving up in the lineup. And I don't understand, especially in a year where they're pretty close in terms, they're all over 50%. So you can run anything you want. That when they combine Draisaitl and McDavid, then they're going to give them a lot of minutes. And then those lot of minutes means there's a lot of sitting with the other players. And when they come back, they're not as effective. And I do think that that's I don't know if Josh has time to do research on this, but I think that if some of the third and fourth line shifts where they're on a more regular basis, they do seem to be more into the game. And that's something that an NHL team should be able to decipher. Is he listening to his analytics people? Because they don't just do scouting. They actually give, here's an idea. This guy plays goal better against his old team or doesn't, or whatever the case may be. I don't know. I know I'm not suggesting Knobloch's going to go anywhere because I don't think he is. He just signed a contract and he took him to the final twice. But this summer is going to be
bounced right away.
Pardon me?
Sure? If they get bounced right away,
I think he'll be back.
Really? If they get bounced,
if they get bounced, it'll be to like Seattle, maybe Anaheim, Vegas. Like those aren't really teams you should lose in the first round to.
To me,
so you're going to fire a guy before his new contract kicks in? Who's going to tell the owner?
That is also weird. That is also
you're
weird.
going to go tell the owner that?
It's weird, but I don't think Daryl Cates cares. Look how much he's making. He was the They were the tied for third best
franchise, sporting franchise.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Daryl Cates doesn't give a who. What?
Quickly before we take a break, because I wanted to get to this, and we'll talk football and other things. Word about Elliot Friedman had it. That they had contemplated at least moving Darnell Nurse. The fact that they're contemplating it may mean that in the summertime they move off of that contract. I wrote an article in The Athletic, and I wrote one this morning at Lowetide, and people are saying, well, you know what, it's a big contract, but throw 3 or 4 picks. I don't think it's going to work like that. I think it's going to be like something like Nurse for Provorov. If you're trading Nurse, you're going to get back a contract that has a lot of money attached and a player attached to that contract who is not quite living up to the contract. Fair?
I think that's absolutely fair.
Yeah.
That would be the exact tailor-made deal you've seen made time and time again across every iteration of the NHL, right? Whether the era doesn't matter. If you have a guy making what Darnell Nurse makes, you're going to see a guy in a somewhat similar situation. Now, before I see the Morgan Riley text, it's not Morgan Riley.
No.
Morgan Riley is finished. He's terrible at this point. You guys can hate Darnell Nurse all you want. I'm telling you, Morgan Riley is 25 times worse.
And that's the other thing is that people may be mad at Nurse, but he plays monster minutes. And last year he was over 50% at 5-on-5 away from McDavid. He's having a poor year this year, but you can't throw out the baby with the bathwater.
I've hated Darnell Nurse this season. I think he's been awful pretty much all year, but I don't think Provorov would be the guy they would look to go for. I don't think Columbus would be willing to do that in the first place, but especially since they just signed him, and I think they're still pretty happy with Provorov. I don't know who the guy would be, but it would definitely be one of these big contracts.
Yeah. I'm thinking it would be a defenseman, but not Provorov. Quickly, Declan, before we take a break, Sixers have lost like 5 of 6. They're sliding down. This is what we expected of them. Is this a free fall? Do they have any chance of recovering?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think their ceiling in the East is probably the second round. And that's been their ceiling when Joel Embiid was healthy. That's been their ceiling when Tyrese Maxey had them on pace for like a 38-win season. That's been their pace when neither of those guys, like, it's just who they are. It is what this iteration of the team is.
No.
How did we go this whole segment without mentioning SGA tied Wilt's record?
Well, we just mentioned it.
There we go. All right. Congrats, SGA.
SGA is good. It's not Wilt good.
Well, he just tied Wilt's longest record of 20-plus points.
But does he have 100 points in a game?
No, as a matter... I did research on this, Al. This is real research.
What are you going to say, Donovan?
Good shout from Bill. Maybe Dougie Hamilton for Darnell Nurse.
See, now that's a trade that I would make.
I
like
that
Darnell
too,
Nurse.
but I think Dougie has a lot more value.
I agree, but I'm not anti Darnell Nurse. I like him as a player. He's not having a great year. That happens in life. It does, but I would be very angry if they gave him up for like a Provorov. To me, that would be a mistake.
I'd give him up for Provorov in a heartbeat.
Man. All right. Okay. We're going to take a break. On the way, we have Declinations, the high and low. That's straight ahead. We have more of this basically I mean, I don't even know what to call it. I mean, it's thieves and pirates chasing a mongoose, and they're going to catch me sooner or later. It's only a matter of time. But Evan Rawal to talk Avalanche from Denver Gazette on the way next. Lowdown with Lowetide on Sports 1440 and YouTube.
Whether you're a craft beer connoisseur or more of a wine aficionado, there's always something new to discover at Sherbrooke Liquor, a unique, family-owned, independent liquor store. The selection? Incredible. The non-alcohol section is also very impressive. Sherbrooke Liquor, expert, knowledgeable staff with a passion for unique finds. More than just a liquor store, we're a community. Alberta's best, the one and only Sherbrooke Liquor. Wine, spirits, and oodles of beer. Visit SherbrookeLiquor.com.
The Jedi return to Rogers Place.
Saturday night, your Edmonton Oil Kings look to trap the Brandon Wheat Kings in carbonite.
Play around Margaret for keeping it. Stars. For
they got some people that are going to help out.
And send down the ice. Sabres in that wild game with the Tampa Bay Lightning produced a shorthanded goal from Tuck to lead the league with 10. Flames now have 9, thanks to latest.
Oklahoma. What a game that was.
Barabee out in front. Sharagovich, another one. 2. Lead the league with 10. Flames now have 9, thanks to latest.
Oklahoma. What a game that was.
Barabee out in front. Sharagovich, another one. 2 shorthanded goals in the same penalty.
Little creaky, warm water and gentle resistance have your back, your knees, and your hips. Trusted by pro sports teams and rehab hospitals, our SwimX pools help you move sooner, hurt less, and recover faster. So take the load off. Let the water do the work. Life shouldn't hurt. LeadingEdgePhysio.com.
Business owners, if rising electricity costs are cutting into your profits, there's a smarter way forward. Right now, federal clean technology tax credits can cover 30 to over 50% of the cost of a commercial solar system, delivering an immediate return on your investment. And in Edmonton and Sturgeon County, the Commercial Clean Energy Improvement Program offers long-term financing for up to 20 years, making solar more affordable than ever. Lock in lower energy costs for decades and strengthen your bottom line. Visit GreatCanadianSolar.com to get started.
Do you listen to sports radio at work? Like right now? Well, do you?
Who, me? No way. I swear.
Okay, friend, we won't tell. Tens of thousands of sports fans listen to Sports 1440 each and every day. On the radio, on the listening apps, on YouTube, and on social media. If you listen to Sports 1440 at work, well, maybe it's time to advertise on Sports 1440 at work. Grow your business. Get your name out there. Shoot our ad team an email. Gregor@sports1440.ca. Let's get to work for you.
The longest running basketball show in Canada airs every Saturday morning at 10 on Sports 1440. Hoop City with Paul Sir introduces a new generation of basketball talk, and it's right here on Edmonton's home for sports, Sports 1440.
Oh, Canada. Jiffy Lube is here to keep you moving through mornings like these. Full synthetic oil changes, quality Benzoyl products, tire checks, battery tests, and everything else your car needs to get through our winters. Stop by Jiffy Lube for fast, easy, warranty-approved service. No appointment, no hassle. Just dependable service right when you need it. Jiffy Lube, keeping you moving through this.
Being a living organ donor is a noble, life-changing act. But there's more than one way to be a hero. Join the Living Donor Circle of Excellence. As an employer, you can give the gift of time and remove financial barriers to make employee donations easier. You'll earn recognition, a raised corporate profile, employee satisfaction, and of course, be a huge part in saving lives in desperate need. Support the sacrifice of living donors. Discover how to join the Living Donors Circle of Excellence program today at kidney.ca.
The Lowdown with Lowetide on Sports 1440. Can you fit Sports Encyclopedia on a business card?
Presented by Wolf GMC Buick. We're making it easy. WolfGMCBuick.com.
It's the Lowdown on Sports 1440 for Wolf GMC Buick. Check them out at wolfgmcbuick.com, 18 before 1. Joined now by Evan Rawal, Talk Avalanche from the Denver Gazette. Thanks for joining us. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
So, Brent Burns is 100 years old, and he's still playing brilliant defense for the Colorado Avalanche this year. I mean, I know him. I remember him when he was a rookie. He's a fantastic player. He's been that for a long, long time. Forward, then went back to defense. But come on, he's 41, and I know he's on a good team, but these numbers are ridiculous.
Yeah, I will say I do think he's slowed a little bit here as the year has gone on, but the Avs do a good job of where he doesn't have to play 23, 24 minutes a night. He can play around 20. And now with the addition of Brett Kulak, he can, I think they're going to kind of start limiting his minutes a little bit more here. But yeah, he's basically been a matchup defenseman. Like him and Josh Manson together have been a shutdown pair. It's been very good for them. And yeah, it's been great. The offense has slowed, but defensively, like he's still very valuable, especially on the penalty kill for this team. And I wouldn't be surprised if they tried to bring him back next year.
Yeah, why not? Right? I mean, he's playing that well, and I'm looking at puck IQ, and he plays. He plays at least some. He's not in the Taves Makar range, but he plays some against the opposition's best, and I mean, as long as he's playing at that level, we know that the Avalanche are, not that it's hurting them that much, but they're banged up a little bit. Godfrey up with McKinnon. Any lineup changes, or is it the same as usual these days?
No, it's the same lineup as the other night. No Landeskog, no Lehkonen. Logan O'Connor's closing in, but he's still, I would say, probably at least 2 weeks away. But yeah, same lineup, and yeah, Kadri's on the wing to make up for no Landeskog, so it's going to be interesting to see because he said he hadn't played that much in recent years.
The team itself, I mean, they come in waves, and I'm 5 on 5. They're a wagon and they're fearful. What's happening on the power play?
It's funny. Maybe standards are lower here for the power play because the other game was 0 for 5, actually technically -1 for 5 because they gave a short-handed goal. But the power play looks way better since the Olympics. It even looked way better in that game. It's just that they couldn't score, and sometimes that's going to happen in games. But I think since the Olympic break, it has been significantly better, and part of the big reason why is they have taken Nathan McKinnon out of his usual spot on the wall, and they've moved him to the goal line, and they've let Martin Netjes kind of take over things where he was incredible at the Olympics, and he's kind of taken that spot where he's got the one-timer there on the wall, and it's freed up McKinnon. I talked to him. He said he hasn't played on the goal line. It's new for him, but he's found some seams, like he's hitting the car on the cross-ice passes here. So it's been a lot better. It's not perfect. They have an issue where they're giving up a lot of shorthanded goals this year, and I think some of that comes from just pressing maybe too much, but it has just been a bizarre season where a team that with the talent that they've had and they've been top 10 in the power play, I think, for at least 6 or 7 years, that they just have struggled so badly with the power.
Sports 1440 Lowdown with Lowetide. Evan Rawal joining us from Denver Gazette, talking about the Colorado Avalanche, who are hosting the Edmonton Oilers tonight. Hockey Reference has a quality start percentage, and the Oilers are at 41% this year. Tristan Jarry's at 25%, Connor Ingram at 63%. But a team that has at times had goaltending issues. Wedgwood is at 71%. Blackwood is at 68%. Is it just a matter of these defensemen getting great coverage and great mobility in front of them, or did Wedgwood and Blackwood just really arrive in Denver and have played lights out since arrival?
I would say it's a little bit of both. I think the Avs defensemen do make it a little bit easier on their goaltenders. And it's not just defense. Like, the Avs have been a very committed team defensively with all their forwards this year as well. But the goaltending has been very good, especially Mackenzie Blackwood. I think he's top 10 in high danger save percentage. So he's, when things break down, he's usually pretty good at stopping things. So I think with Scott Wedgwood, he's just found a system where it works really well for him. But both goaltenders have played very well, especially on the penalty kill. The Avs have struggled in the penalty kill in recent years, and I think last year, especially with Georgiev, they were really bad just because he couldn't stop anything on the penalty kill. So in the penalty kill, those guys have been really good. But it is a little bit both. I would say the Avs defense just makes things easier on any goalie back there. It's just you have to be able to make the easy save, which their goaltender struggled with before the trades last year.
For Edmonton Oiler fans, Evan Bouchard has entered the chat for the Norris, and I've maintained that I think Zach Werenski up in Columbus has to be in the conversation. But in terms of puck moving and offensive defensemen who can also play well defensively, Cale Makar has to be in the conversation every year. From your point of view, you've seen this player for years. Is he still at a very, very high level? Has he lost much? Do we think that he's going to be a favorite or one of the favorites for the Norris?
Well, he's definitely going to be one of the favorites. I do think before the Olympic break, he had kind of slowed a little bit. Devontae's went out too, which kind of hurt his game a little bit. But I would say this year, like, he has been less dynamic, I think would be a way of putting it. We don't see the end-to-end rushes like we used to. We don't see him wowing things like he used to. However, I almost wonder if the Olympics were like the best thing that could have happened to him, because he went there, he played with great players, he kind of got some confidence back. I think he's been a big issue on the power play with his shot. Has been missing the net, things like that. Like, it just hasn't been what it was in recent years. And he kind of got his radar back a little bit at the Olympics, and he's been great since the Olympics. So I think he's kind of back. Yeah, I think it's going to be a tough Norris Trophy race. Like you said, Bouchard, Werenski. I think Mo Seider is going to be in there as well. It's just going to be crowded at the top, and it's going to be interesting to see kind of how things go here and how people kind of take the playoffs into effect here.
Thanks so much for this. Appreciate it, Evan.
Yeah, appreciate it.
There you go, Evan Rawal. Denver Gazette. A little bit of a sound issue there, so I ended the interview a little bit early, but great information there. And what I can't imagine what it's like to cover like the Oilers have been great. Watching them these years and writing about them these years has been they're so interesting. But there have been times, and this year early for sure, where the Avalanche are so good, it's almost like they're boring. The Montreal Canadiens were like that in the 70s, where it's like, okay, the Habs are on, so that's a win. And, you from the coverage point of view, there's always storylines that are interesting. And it's not like they've won 5 Stanley Cups in a row or anything. But if you were starting, Josh, if you were using Declan's money to bet on who would come out of the West, is Colorado the top choice?
Yeah, like no doubt.
Yeah,
I'd probably mortgage his house or his girlfriend's house.
Yeah, well, now that's taking a risk.
Oh yeah, but you know what? When they get that extra 2 cents or whatever I get from that bet, who are they going to feel? Yeah, real good.
I don't know. Like you know who I really, really like? I really like Minnesota.
I also like Minnesota, but like
I don't think Colorado by any stretch of the imagination is a lock. I do think it'll be out of the center. I love Minnesota. Like, they have obviously an elite offensive defenseman. They have an elite offensive player in Kirill Kaprizov, and they have like 2 goalies who
That's
can
the
steal
thing.
you a series.
They had a hole and they filled it well.
I don't think Gustafsson played that well in the Olympics, though, and I feel like that's pretty comparable to what the vibe of a playoffs would be, and he was bad.
No, I mean, small samples. I
know it's small sample size, but I wouldn't look at any of Philip Gustafsson's games in the Olympics.
But then you go to Wallstedt.
That was good. Pardon me?
Then you go to Wallstedt.
But
who do you like better, the goaltending in Minnesota or the goaltending in Colorado?
I like the goaltending in Minnesota a lot better.
See, that's my
lot
point.
Better.
And I like Colorado's goaltending.
Better.
I think they filled the hole really well. But
yeah, I mean, I like the defensive depth that the Wild have. I disagree with Donovan, though. I think that the Avalanche's like depth in total is very good on the offensive side of the puck.
I agree. Also, I think the Avs depth, like, you can't discount them. They've had a really big year and have, at the beginning of the year, the Avs was really top heavy, but their depth has really stepped up in this second half of the season, even since December.
Well, like Parker Kelly's having a hell of a year, and he's playing on the third line. They have we talked about it already. They have 6 centers. The Wild have 2.5.
Yeah, center's a tough spot. That's why Wallstead was available. There was a couple of teams looking for centers at the deadline. John says, LT, 97 had an uncharacteristic amount of bad passes and giveaways last game. Someone said he has no face-offs in that game. Any reason for that? Natural stat trick isn't working right now, so I can't look up that to fact-check you. That's not research, but I can't do it. But I would suggest that at this time of year, good eye by whoever came up with it, probably there's a little bit of an issue there. McDavid is a stunningly good passer, so if he's missing several...
I believe that is true, though, about the face-offs. I don't think he took any last game. It was all Nuge on his line.
Gordon says, LT, can you tell the Flames fan it'll be Dallas and the Oilers in the West Final? If it's Dallas and the Oilers in the West Final, I like the Oilers to win.
I think the Oilers will definitely be in the West Final, and Dallas is the best matchup for them. They've kind of had Dallas's number. I don't think there is a safe pick between Colorado, Dallas, and Minnesota.
No.
I think all three are very good. Dallas would be my last choice. I don't know who I'd pick between Colorado and Minnesota.
I was talking to Mackenzie about this on Saturday, but I remember a buddy of mine when we were going to, he was a huge NHL guy. When I say huge, I mean like he was doing what you do, Lowetide, except just like for free by himself. Like he would just Google and research all these things. And like he had Sportsnet and we watched every hockey game he could and just bang, 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 bang.
Was this an independently wealthy fella?
Nope. He just loved the NHL. And I remember him telling me one time that the statistical likelihood of a team winning against the same team in 3 straight playoff series, like I think it's like the team that won the 2 matchups previous, they have like a 15% chance to win the third time.
No.
Because it's sort of like the Oilers and Flames thing from the 80s, right? Eventually, you just sort of build your team to beat the team that you keep losing to.
And boy, did they. Man, they had a good team. You know, the defense of the 89 Calgary Flames is one of the great underrated defenses in the history of the National Hockey League.
The Oilers did beat the Kings 4 times in a row, by the way.
I know, which is insane because I put money on the Kings both year 3 and 4.
Yeah. Do you guys trust Bowman with such a big summer ahead? Well, there's no, like, you can't just hire people to fire them. I mean, I wasn't not against the trade of Stuart Skinner because it sounded like he didn't, he wanted to go. So I think that's the time to trade a player. But I think you've got to give Tristan Jarry a year. You just do. You've traded for him. You've committed to him. And who knows? He could get hot. Goalies they're voodoo, man. They just are. LT, with the addition of Dickinson, who I think is Henrique, who is better feet? Is Henrique even missed right now? Well, Dickinson's a pretty, I'll look at NHL Edge as we talk, but based on just visual, he looks like he can keep up pretty well. Henrique is older, so that's always going to impact even a few years. Once players hit like 30, it's sort of you if you're not a super duper star like McDavid, you start to go down a little bit. Dickinson is 63rd percentile in terms of, and that's max skating speed, which is what I have time for right now. So that gives you an idea that he is above average. He's not a burner. He's not McDavid or Draisaitl, but he's got above average. And then Henrique, his foot speed is 34.8. That compares to 36.2 for Dickinson, and Henrique's is below 50%. They don't do the percentile because they don't want to have, Corey Perry at 2% or whatever it might be, and that's why they do that. And I understand that. We don't want to embarrass anybody like I just did. Afternoon, gentlemen. Am I in the minority in thinking the Oilers get spanked in the first period? It's good night from that point on. Carolina rushed and checked the Oilers into the ground, and Colorado, if anything, will be just as aggressive. Bobby, here's the thing. The Oilers have to learn how to beat the suffocating rush that Florida instituted, and then they had to deal with since then. And they haven't been able to do it. And like, these are smart coaches and these are smart hockey players. I don't have an answer for you, but if they rush and get the puck away and turn over pucks because the Oilers are making dangerous passes in the neutral zone and around the blue line, then it is going to be death. Like, it's certain death, because those things aren't overcomable. But one has to imagine that there's a workaround the Oilers are attempting now. And if they aren't, then I don't know what the hell to tell you, because everybody has pressure to succeed no matter what it is, what industry they're in. And I don't think many of us have the kind of pressure that NHL coaches and hockey players have. It's immediate, and it's a show every second night, and they better be improving. So we'll see tonight. Okay, on the way, we're going to have a Declinations coming up at 1:40. A cool new idea we have. We tried it last week. Going to try it again this week. And, of course, we'll talk about the NFL free agency, the Oilers tonight, and so much more. This is the Lowdown with Lowetide on Sports 1440 and YouTube. It's time for an update with Mackenzie.
This is a Sports 1440 update.
Brought to you by Custom Floors Inc. Floors done right for homes or businesses. Visit the new showroom at 11577 149th Street. Now open 6 days a week with Saturday hours from 10 to 2. Or visit customfloorsinc.ca and bring your next flooring project to life. 13 games in the NHL tonight. Oilers are in Colorado at 8. Connor Ingram gets the start. We've got pregame coverage with Andrew Walker at 7. The Kings are in Boston at 5. Toronto's in Montreal. Rangers host the Flames at MSG. Golden Knights meet the Stars. Ducks look to bounce back against the Jets. And 11 games in the association. Raptors are in Houston at 6. Grizzlies and 76ers tip off at 5. Dallas is in Atlanta. Pistons look to break a 4-game losing streak against the Nets. Spurs host the Celtics. Wolves and Lakers have the late slate. 1 game in the PWHL. The Fleet are in Vancouver. Puck drop at 8. In the NFL offseason, tight end Dawson Knox has re-signed with Buffalo for 3 more years. Running back Isaiah Pacheco has agreed to terms on a contract with Detroit. Khalif Raymond has signed a 1-year contract with the Chicago Bears. The contract is reportedly worth $5.1 million. I'm Mackenzie, and that's your Sports 1440 update.
1440, Stingray radio station. CKJR broadcasts from West Edmonton Mall and Wetaskiwin.
Download the free Stingray music app and listen wherever you go.
5-time Junior Hockey League champions, the Spruce Grove Saints, are excited to be back on the ice at the brand new Thompson Family Arena. Be part of the action and enjoy some of the best Junior Hockey Canada has to offer by experiencing a Saints game for your next outing. Tickets range from $10 to $17 with free parking and some of the best food and drink specials in town. For more information on tickets and how you can become a partner, go to sgsaints.ca.
Who's that working on the underground utilities over there? All-Star Construction, that's who. What about the street lighting? Yep, All-Star Construction. And the directional drilling, hydrobacking, neighborhood renewal, and telecommunication work? Yep. Since 2009, All-Star Construction has been doing all that and more, shaping and building Edmonton communities for land developers all around Edmonton. That's what All-Star Construction is all about.
At Fountain Tire, success is a team effort. They're committed to their team members and their customers. And that means treating your vehicle like it's their own and finding solutions that suit your needs. Because whatever the road brings ahead, they're on it with you. Visit fountaintire.com today.
This hockey season, before every game, check out the pregame show with Andrew Walker on Sports 1440. It's brought to you by Titan Supply, your only source for rigging, lifting, and hauling products. Visit titansupply.ca.
Why should you drive a Subaru? How about durability, style, and an excellent customer experience from the moment you step into the showroom? And how about accolades, including awards for numerous 2026 Subaru models from both AutoTrader and JD Power? But don't just take my word for it. Take a test drive and you'll see why the Subaru name is recognized and renowned for quality. To learn more, visit Subaru.ca. Welcome to Uncommon. Welcome to Subaru.
He's the only person to win an arm wrestling contest with the Philly Fanatic. The Lowdown with Lowetide, now on Sports 1440.
Presented by Wolf GMC Buick. We're making it easy. WolfGMCBuick.com.
It's a little after 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 minutes after 1. I'll get it. Don't worry. Lowdown brought to you by Wolf GMC Buick. It's Truck Month, featuring the best deals of the year. Ask about 0% financing plus extra discounts. Costco members. WolfGMCBuick.com. All right. So we got 2 different texts here, and I'm going to read them to you, and then we're going to go around the room and either say, calm down, or yeah, I feel the same way. So here they are. Lowetide, watch for the rebound. The Oilers will dominate the Avs tonight, from Ranting Rob. Sean says, I'm nervous about tonight's game. I'm confident they'll show well. What is a measuring stick type game? I'm nervous that this one gets out of hand. I hope I'm wrong. So
quickly, he said, I am not confident.
Right,
That's
not
important.
confident. Yeah. So which one is it? Is the not confident, I'm worried, or it's the hell, man, they're going to really play well?
Well, I like to believe at Edmonton's top end of their ability, they can play with anybody. So I would like to roll with Ranting Rob. However, based on what I've seen, based on what we've seen, I got to go with Sean.
Right.
It's more nervous than it is expectations. These guys are going to walk into Colorado and dominate.
Yeah, and that's fair because of how they played this year, right, Declan?
Yeah, I would say.
Whatever your name is.
Sorry.
I looked
Well,
at him.
hey, what am I
Now we're even.
apologizing
We're
for? My
50-50.
name was called. Why am I the one apologizing?
Yes, I would say that's absolutely fair. But I look at these 2 teams and say, I know the last 2 times have been really massive outbursts in the goal scoring department, but usually these 2 teams kind of try and size each other up a little bit.
No.
I think these 2 teams have a lot of respect for one another and know what each other are capable of. So I'm, as much as last time these 2 teams met, it was an absolute ass kicking. I'm fully expecting this to be a little bit more of a, and in saying this, like, this might be entirely wrong because these 2 teams could blow that out of the water in the first period. But I fully expect this to be kind of the classic under type of game where you see them, kind of size each other up, see what's going on with each other and go from there.
Josh, the last word I had was that Connor Ingram was the starter. Are you surprised by that choice?
I'm not surprised by that choice at all. He's been better. I think it was brought up ad nauseum this morning on Carius' show that Ingram has essentially solidified himself as the starter on this team.
Yeah.
Jari's played poorly. Obviously, you have to get him in the lineup because you can't just run Ingram down the stretch here. That's bad. So, but I would say that he plays today, then he plays Dallas, and then Jari will be in for the back-to-back against St. Louis. But I'm not surprised by that move at all. And also, Donovan, also quote the morning show, I'm out. I think everyone has the right to be nervous with this game.
No, I think you have the right to be nervous, but I don't. I think if the Oilers, if you're going to truly see them succeed for the rest of this year, this is one of those games where you need to show some defensive consistency.
Yeah.
If you don't show the defensive consistency tonight, I don't know how seriously I can take them for the rest of the season.
I'll be honest with you, full disclosure, I have a backup plan for tonight. Like if they're bad, I'm gonna watch something else. It's some
good backup plan.
It's some crazy, Dracula movie that Karen's watching that I'll pick up on.
Sinners?
No, I can't remember the name of it. It's something like We Need to Talk About Kevin or something.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
It's hellacious.
Sorry, that's a Dracula movie?
I don't know what it is. Is it
It's
a horror
called a
movie?
vampire movie.
Yeah. Well,
we need to talk about Kevin. I've heard.
Okay. So let's move on to Mackenzie.
It was
by
a
the
Kevin
way,
Karras biopic.
everybody on this show has hawked a loogie live on air. We just saw Donovan do it. Do you have any plans to do that, young Mackenzie?
No.
Okay.
That is one of my biggest pet peeves. I hate it.
Yeah, me
a
too.
lot. I.e., all 3 of you.
Yeah.
Hate what?
The hawking of the loogies and the
I hate them.
the spitting and the whatever
Well,
else
it's not
comes
like
out
we're
of
sitting
you.
here spitting on the
Can't
ground.
just keep
with our
everything
chewing tobacco.
enclosed. We're not that far removed from COVID. Settle down with your spittle.
The look I give Dylan when he does it, if looks could kill. Like,
Poor guy.
and he just gives me a, what am I
never
supposed to
do these
do?
things.
Go to
You
the
don't-
bathroom, man.
don't
Like,
like
I
that?
don't
You want us
to leave
get out.
every time we have
Totally.
to cough?
Totally. Totally. Okay, so how do you feel about tonight, Mackenzie? Are you feeling like confident? Do you have a backup plan? Are you nervous?
I am cautiously optimistic.
Okay.
If it is what we've seen from them earlier this season, I'm just going to be like, well, I didn't care anyways, so whatever. And I'll just believe that they'll maybe make it to the second round in the playoffs. And I just need to see a complete defensive game, and very similar to the Vegas game, hard on the forecheck, winning one-on-one battles. And I'd like to see more depth as well, because that is what everybody is always asking for. So I don't want it to just be the McDavid and Draisaitl show.
And we saw that the other night when Frederick scored early on. And they had some secondary scoring, which was great to see. Daryl says, "Hey, Lowetide, please tell people Darnell will not take a trade to Toronto. He just put up with media from this Canadian team. He wants no part of Toronto." I mean, you say that. I don't think there's any evidence of it. Some players, it doesn't bother them at all. And some players, they would never return to it. So we don't really know that about Darnell Nurse. His dream may be to play in Toronto. I know that Kyle Dubas, when Darnell Nurse was in junior, sang his praises. And I when you look at teams that he might end up at, I don't know that Pittsburgh has anything that they can trade. But having said that, I think there is a market for Darnell Nurse. I know I've written a few times about that, and people have said to me, "Look, he's untradeable." I think that if you feel that way, you're misrepresenting what Darnell Nurse is to the Oilers. The coach in charge of the time on ice plays the hell out of him pretty much every night, and that's a tell.
Okay, but with respect to Nurse, how hard do you think it is to trade Jonathan Huberdeau?
Well, Huberdeau is a forward who was acquired in a big trade. And what was he making?
At the time, he was making 6, I think.
And then he signed for
it wasn't the
10.5.
Right.
He's making
So
now.
I think if you were trading Huberdeau, it would be much like we discussed last hour with trading Nurse. You're gonna take a problematic contract back, hopefully with a player that you find you can have more use for. But I'll tell you, if they drop Nurse out, folks, Ekholm is aging and Wallman is hurt all the time. Who have you got on left defense aside from those two if you trade Nurse?
Well, you're signing somebody. That's what you're doing.
Right. And so the question becomes, what do you want to get from the Nurse return? Do you want a forward? Do you want another defenseman? Do you want to package somebody who's like a better contract and maybe get a little sweeter? It's not an easy call. And you could do worse than Darnell Nurse.
For the money he's making, I don't think he can.
So you'd trade Provorov straight up. Well, how much is Provorov making? I can't remember that.
8 and change.
Right. What I was hoping to get is a contract that is as poor but shorter in length. Like 2 years.
Yeah.
Then you can, or is easier to buy out.
But here's the thing.
So do you think Nurse is the worst contract in the NHL?
I think it's the second worst contract.
Who's the worst contract in the NHL?
Oh,
So
yeah.
would you
I
trade-
love these conversations. I think I don't know if Nurse is second worst, but I love these conversations.
My 3 worst: Huberdeau,
Mm-hmm.
Darnell Nurse, UC Saros.
Well, the worst contract in the NHL is the Zach Hyman contract, guys.
Oh, right. We forgot to mention that. Oh, damn. That's like the 5th time we've forgotten to mention that. Would you trade Nurse for Huberdeau?
No.
The Flames are making that
Let's
trade.
come on. Don't overthink this one.
No,
man.
I wouldn't. If
Okay.
there was retention on Huberdeau, I would.
Well,
'Cause
there's
I-
always a chance the
I-
Oilers are going to have to retain on Nurse, too.
I don't think either team would make that deal, to be bluntly honest. But if there was retention on Huberdeau to take him down to a $7.5 million player, would I do it? Yeah. I would.
Really?
Oh,
At 7.5?
There's still a player
man?
in there, man.
I'd rather have Nurse at 9.25 than
He
Huberdeau at
plays a
7.5.
ton, and you've got an older guy in Ekholm and an injured guy in Wallman on the left side.
I'm not here to carry water for Darnell Nurse. Like, I think he's been pretty poor
This
but
year.
Yeah. Honestly, I think outside of last year with Coffee, it's been the last 3 where it's looked pretty bad. Or bad, maybe pretty bad's a little harsh.
Forgot about Elias Pettersson. Sorry, he'd be right up there too. He's in the top 5.
As a guy who's watched a lot of Jonathan Huberdeau, he's awful.
Well,
there isn't a player there.
They asked him to change his game entirely. He went from an east-west type of player, and they asked him to play north-south. Calgary totally ruined the player. That was 100% on Calgary.
Well, Ryan Huska sucks, so I'm not surprised.
They asked,
bring him back. I thought he was their best coach.
They asked one of the best rush players coming in the NHL with speed into the zone to entirely change the way he played the game, and it ruined him. They asked him to stand up at the blue line, tip pucks in, and basically go in on the forecheck. And if you're doing that with an 100-point player, truthfully, you're an idiot.
I hate Ryan Huska so much.
I hope they bring him back.
Well, he's extended
to finish the job.
Like, truly, honestly,
best coach they've ever had.
Connie should look at this and be like, dude.
I wish they'd had him in
done.
the Stanley Cup year. Then they wouldn't have won. I'm teasing. Terry Crisp was the Stanley Cup winning coach for Calgary in the year they won in '89.
Okay.
One of the more entertaining people once he got to I understand. It's not research, so he doesn't respect
the most successful coach in my lifetime for the Calgary Flames is Daryl Sutter.
Sutter was great, but you know what? He traded so many draft picks. Anybody having a hard time with the internet? Or is it just me?
Terrible today. And it's pissing me off.
Lowetide is unable to speak if he can't get to hockey DB or natural stat trick. So, and I can mock. I'm good at that, but other than that,
I haven't formed an independent thought about hockey that didn't come from natural stat trick for the last year and a half, and I'm not about to start today. So the internet better start working.
That's what I'm saying. Come on now. I'll say this about the Oilers. Leon Draisaitl said it. We're not the same team as we were a year ago, and this is going to be a summer, I think, of transition. We talked about Nurse being dealt. These are the things they have to get control of. The coach, because last summer the GM signed a bunch of guys, and they really Mangiapane. He played a little bit, but he was not part of the feature group by the beginning of the year. Ike Howard had a little bit of a chance, didn't get a big chance. They also have to figure out they did address their goaltending, but it doesn't appear as though they did it well. I would sign Ingram, but I might get somebody else, and I know that means dealing Tristan Jarry, which is another problem contract. The Oilers collect them, the city collects garbage, but they have to have a superior goaltending by the fall. I believe they do. They're just bleeding too many goals. They've had 4 goalies this year. I think one of them is capable of being on this team and thriving next year, and that's Connor Ingram.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Stuart Skinner. My bad.
Well, he's not actually playing that well. He's not playing that well in
his last 5 are terrible. It's like he's got an 830.
Well, he's just not very good.
And 2 correct. And 2 games he's in the 700s. One against the Isles was 780. One against the Rangers was 750.
It took
the Rangers.
It took Devin Dubnyk about a half a year to figure it out and come back. Would you trade Darnell Nurse to Pittsburgh, retaining half of Nurse salary for Brian Rust?
In an absolute heartbeat, yes.
Rust is making $5.125 for the next 2 years. He doesn't have a no movement clause, so you could send Nurse half salary retained for Brian Rust. You would do that.
Yes, but the problem with retaining half of Nurse's salary is that is a lot of money.
Sure, but you just said you'd do it.
I would, yes, because I think really highly of Brian Rust. You'd have to give up, I would assume, quite a bit more to get Rust.
Yeah, and there's some strings attached to everything here, but Ryan Graves has a partial no movement or no trade, and so does Samuel Girard. I'm assuming you would trade for either of those with Nurse half retained. No. Okay,
No.
There's a limit then.
Well,
it's not just Huberdeau.
Ryan Graves is literally maybe the most useless player in the NHL.
No, he's not, because he's not a part of the Detroit Red Wings defense.
Ryan Graves and Justin Hall are in the same sentence. So those two are unplayable. Sammy Girard, if you're a playoff team, is useless because he's small. He's not a good defender. He's just kind of a small puck-moving defenseman that's not that great of a puck mover to me.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't view him as a useful player. Unless you're a non-playoff team, then he's okay. But
Pipeline Steve says, I got a crazy one. if you can get off Nurse's contract, what about offer sheeting Schaefer in a couple of years on the island?
Well, that's just not happening.
Let's
They're going to sign him.
bring it back to reality, everybody.
Just
Come on
saying,
now.
that'd be a nice get, eh? Maybe.
Oh yeah, it'd be a very nice get, but you don't think the Islanders are just going to be, as soon as that contract's up, here is the longest term, most money we can possibly give you.
Mackenzie,
It might be 12 million.
Mackenzie, what is the
Probably it might be 15 million.
what is the
7 years, 17 AAV.
what is the past tense of offer sheet?
Oh,
Don't no.
Don't fall for that.
Don't
Go
fall
ahead,
for this.
Mackenzie. Just say it out loud. It's fine. You know it.
offered.
Offer. Okay, we'll take a break. Lowdown with Lowetide on Sports
Well done.
1440 and YouTube.
The Jedi return to Rogers Place.
Saturday night, your Edmonton Oil Kings look to trap the Brandon Wheat Kings in Carbonite for the annual Star Wars game. Catch characters on the concourse for out-of-this-world selfies, Calmont Kids food combos for $10 or less. Plus, the Oil Kings will wear special Star Wars-themed jerseys that'll be auctioned and raffled off in support of Sorrentino's Compassion House. The Edmonton Oil Kings Star Wars game.
Saturday at 7. Great seats at Rogers Place start at only $20 at oilkings.ca.
At Fountain Tire, success is a team effort. They're committed to their team members and their customers. And that means treating your vehicle like it's their own and finding solutions that suit your needs. Because whatever the road brings ahead, they're on it with you. Visit fountaintire.com today. The longest running basketball show in Canada airs every Saturday morning at 10 on Sports 1440. Hoop City with Paul Sir introduces a new generation of basketball talk. And it's right here on Edmonton's home for sports. Sports 1440.
For over 60 years, the folks at Diablo Boots have been selling the best Canadian-made boots. Handcrafted in Winnipeg, Canada West makes the best quality cowboy, biker, and work boots for Diablo Boots with replaceable soles and heels. Why buy cheaper quality like Ariat, Justin, and Red Wing made in China when Canadian-made is better? Support Canada's workers and Diablo Boots for the best boots. So save on boots by Save On Foods. That's Diablo Boots, 3340 Gateway Boulevard on the east side of Save On Foods. Canada West and Diablo Boots, the two best names in the boots business.
Scott McGilvery here, HGTV host and renovation expert. The one upgrade I know homeowners will love: better, fresher Culligan water straight from the tap. Culligan's Aquacentral reverse osmosis filtration system takes your water to the next level. With up to 7 stages of filtration and 14 filter options, they're certified to reduce over 90 contaminants. Your tap water is about to get a major upgrade. Safer water that tastes great. Get started with a free in-home water test at Culligan.com. Culligan, water you love.
Are you overwhelmed by debt and getting nonstop calls from creditors? It can feel like there's no escape. Debt doesn't have to be a life sentence. A single call can turn things around. My name is Parveen Middleton. I'm a licensed insolvency trustee at BDO right here in Edmonton. I can help you become debt-free with a solution just for you. Let's put an end to those calls from creditors together. Call 1-833-BDO-TALK or visit bdodebt.ca to discover your debt-free future.
High sticking. They're breaking down the middle. Here's the Lowdown with Lowetide on Sports 1440.
Presented by Wolf GMC Buick. We're making it easy. WolfGMCBuick.com.
It's the Lowdown on Sports 1440, brought to you by Wolf GMC Buick. I must say, Mackenzie capably covering the Twang Tuesday, something that Donovan never did manage. Just kept playing songs that he thought were country, like Leonard Skinner.
Hey, Dolly Parton mixed in there. Hello.
Yeah. Alabama. Perplexed Oilers fan. I agree with this take from Perplexed. Upgrade on Emerson, Jari. I'm fine with Nurse. He just needs a right shot Ekholm type to pair with. Emerson is a great 6'7" defenseman. The upgrade on Jari is likely in the Oilers system already. Interesting. Connor Unger has played well. I really like this Johnson kid from Sweden. He's a couple of years away, but we'll see. I'd love it if the Oilers could handle or solve the goaltending issue internally. That would be a major coup. Coup. It's a word. So what?
He wants a right shot Ekholm, and I want a Swiss model. However, we don't get everything we want in this life.
You mean like a watch?
Sure.
Well, my other thing is like it always goes back to the argument. It's like, so we need to find a pairing to work with our
Well, wait a minute.
$9.25
Like,
million defenseman.
Nurse played with Stetcher, and he played well. Wallman is hurt. Regulo is no help at all.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but my point is like we traded first for Matthias Ekholm.
Yeah.
So you want a guy who's worth a first round pick to pair with your $9.25 million defenseman to get the most out of him.
Wait a minute. Bouchard and Nurse this year at 5-on-5 are 73% goal share.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, the idea that
what's Bouch without Nurse and what's Nurse without Bouch?
Well,
Do you have it off?
I think Nurse is like 40%, and Bouchard would be less than 72%.
Obviously,
yeah. But it would still be a really good number. But my point is that and we talk about it, but it never happens because he's injured now, or he's ill lately. But what if you were to put Nurse with Bouchard and then Ekholm with one of these other guys? It might be better, and it might help the team.
Yeah, try it. I'm cool with that. Try it.
But
Can't try it for one game,
this
though.
year, Nurse is having a poor year, and he needs to be better. And this all started with the outburst, which never works. I don't know why. You know what I would do if I were the Edmonton Oilers? Are you ready?
Sell and move to the beach?
No.
Oh.
I would sit every new arrival down, and I would play them the Mark Spector, Sheldon Surrey interview. Here's the thing. Sheldon Surrey was frustrated with Steve Tambellini. Whether or not he had a right to, he was frustrated with him. Speck happens to be walking by, and bada boom, bada bing, Surrey is frustrated in that moment and says things out loud. The next thing, Surrey's in Chocolate City, and he's playing AHL hockey. Chocolate City is Hershey, by the way, Pennsylvania. And that's what happened to him. So if you're an Edmonton Oiler, unless you're Leon, who can say you can get pissy and then say he isn't, the media is not your friend in those situations. They just aren't. And it's going to be, the fans will never, ever, ever take the side of the individual player. So you can't say those things. Nurse did, and now there's a little bit of a ripple, and maybe or maybe not, the Edmonton Oilers were seriously thinking about trading him. I think the problem is he eats up so many minutes, and replacing that on a budget, and that's what the Oilers are, is a little bit difficult to do. CB radio guy, trading Nurse is a no-win situation. Exactly. That's what I basically just said, but you didn't know that when you texted. Burns' UFA would have been amazing at a super low cost. He's played really well. Now, I thought he was playing kind of, lesser minutes, but based on puck IQ, he's playing some of the tougher minutes on the team, and that's amazing at 41. His name is Adam Larson. I'd like a little more of a... See, Nurse's problem, not a problem, but Nurse's part of the issue for Nurse with the coaching staff is that he's not a shutdown guy, and he's really not a puck mover either. He's a two-way type, but it sometimes makes it hard to pair him. Stetcher, for some reason, worked out, and they did use Stetcher until he got crumpled along the boards, and then they went away from it and ultimately lost in the Stanley Cup final. $9.25 million defenseman should be elevating others, not searching for a partner to shoulder responsibilities from Northside Lou. I understand that, Northside Lou, but I also understand sunk cost, and we are here. And so the Edmonton Oilers have a problem, and they need to fix it. And I don't think trading Nurse for what would be available is necessarily the route to go, unless you have a strong option, because Ekholm is going to be 35 soon. How old is Ekholm? Around there. And Wallman, based on I remember at the beginning, we were saying, well, he looks good, but injury's an issue, and he's been injured a lot in his time in Edmonton. What mentor did Nurse ever have? Him with Sakura for a quarter of a season. Well, he was called up. I think Ethan Bear got hurt opening night. Somebody like that in 2015, and he was called up after like 9 games. And he was slotted right into a pairing, which was a feature pairing with Andres Sekera. And since then, he has been, and it's like a slow boat, right? They had Oscar Kleppbaum. Beautiful. Then they didn't have Oscar Kleppbaum. And, people are getting after Spector. That wasn't the point of my Spec. What does Spec do? Spec makes news, breaks news, finds news. If the idea that Spec was wrong in that situation is really wrong. You've got a player willing to talk. If Spec walks away from that, he should resign his job. That's the job to do. That's the job to do. Right?
That is absolutely the job to do.
Like you can go 10 years and not have that cherry a story. I think.
And it also suggests for all of you who hate spec, you're kind of just feeding right into the media machine without knowing it. Like, behind the curtains, I'll give you the old secret. You want people to love you or hate you.
But name a Matty gets into it.
Yeah.
Rashad gets into it, especially with coaches and managers. Well, spec, obviously.
If you want to go into the U.S., there's, infinite examples. Stephen A. Smith, Skip Bayless, Colin Cowherd. A lot of the most known media guys, you know them because they are willing to do things that other guys aren't willing to do.
But it's also the story. The story is that Surrey was frustrated, and he did say something out loud, and he said something out loud because he wanted to. So what's the problem?
There's no problem.
Yeah.
And to me, I'll tell you the way I have always viewed media is, as media, you are the middleman between the fans and the organization.
Right.
And to me, people who don't like the media and people who view particularly our market as, or even spec, people talking about spec and how bad spec is. It's, guys, he's literally just being the shuttle between you and the player.
He's asking questions that people want answers to.
Yes, and you might not like the question, but
Jeff Edwards.
Someone's got to ask it.
Jeff Edwards says, didn't Jason Arnott basically say, sometimes I just don't feel like playing? It was a little different than that. He said he had a poor game, and somebody said, what were you doing out there? And he said, it just didn't feel like it. And look, there was go online and read Bruce McCurdy's account of Shane Corson during that era. The Oilers were an addled team. There was some real problems on that hockey club. And so, Arnott went on to have a wonderful career, win Stanleys, was a team leader. He had a moment in time, and they got Billy Guerin for him. That's how much value he had. Lowetide, before deadline, you said that old and mature defense players are good because they take the beating, know what to do, and don't overdo it. Why didn't the Oilers go for players like Shen, Stanley, or Burns? They shoot right, didn't cost much with affordable salary, and bring depth. Your thoughts, please, Lokesh. Well, I think they got one. Connor Murphy might not be my particular choice because he doesn't move the puck as well, but I don't coach the NHL team. I don't evaluate them like a general manager does. And they clearly thought they needed that. They needed a big guy with a wingspan who could penalty kill and maybe make other teams suffer, their forwards suffer in the defensive zone. And you know what? He's worked out. He's played well. So guys like me are always going to say, I want 6 puck movers, but that doesn't work either. It's like in baseball, you've got a leadoff hitter, you got a cleanup hitter. They needed some of, when they sent Desharnais away, they didn't have that toughness. Now they have it. And you can say Nurse is tough, but Nurse isn't he doesn't play that game as much as he used to. So what they have is a guy who, Murphy's somewhat unique on this team. He can kill penalties. He's effective at it. And he is a bugger when you're in the corner or in front of the net. Have you seen him clear the crease? It's pretty effective. And so that's what they got. Now, I would have loved for them to get another guy. And honestly, I've always loved Logan Stanley. I know he's not fast or anything like that, but he's a big guy and he's got a big shot and he can defend. Not consistent like you want him to be. Shen is another example, although I think Shen is a lesser, this is my opinion, but a lesser player than Murphy is at this point in his career. Maybe I'm wrong.
Shen is a lesser player, but Shen to me is the perfect number 6.
Well, they have Emerson.
Yes, and they didn't need him. I think, there was no reason for me to acquire Stanley or Shen.
Yeah.
Just number one, I've never liked Logan Stanley. I know he's massive, but I don't think there's that much of a player there, to be honest, outside of him just being gigantic and, bullying guys.
He's my son. You're insulting my son now.
But Shen is the perfect case of Like if you are a playoff team and you need a guy that is just willing to go out there and do everything possible as a number 6, number 7, I think he's the perfect answer. But there was for me no reason to go out and grab a guy like him.
Perplexed Oiler fan again. I'm thinking Neil Pionk is the nurse D-man partner. I agree with you. And I also agree with the people that, he's 9.25. He should be, floating other boats. I get all of that, but we're dealing with a reality, LT, you sound like my brother-in-law when you say we'll watch the Oilers tonight against Colorado, but if they start losing, you'll switch the channel. Spinner, the Blackhawks fan who watches the Hawks win or lose. Well, look, I watch a lot of hockey, and I'll be watching other hockey, but honestly, I've seen enough of the Oilers when they play poorly. There's not a lot I can say anymore. They look like they're running around with chickens with their heads cut off, and they're a mature NHL team, and their outlets are garbage, and they get caught up by every team that does any kind of aggressive forecheck. And it's frustrating because they haven't adjusted. Lately they have, but before then they were sending those ridiculous long stretch passes that result either in quick turnovers or an icing call. They're more efficient now. They're working smarter now, and hopefully it'll continue tonight. And if they play well, I'll watch the whole blasted thing. Now, once again, if you will, Declan, explain what Declinations is today.
Okay, we got heat check and we got ice bath. So basically it's something cool and awesome in the sporting world. Doesn't always have to be the sporting world. Could be pop culture thing, depending what your preference is. And then something not so cool and awesome.
Nice.
Well explained.
Love it. It's simple, clear, concise.
So it doesn't have to be, if I said the girl from Red Velvet who threw out the ball at the World Baseball Classic, and that's a positive, that would be good?
That'd be a great heat check.
Okay.
It's a great heat check.
Right.
Good job, Lowetide.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Get
I'm cool. Hey, fellow kids. Anything we've missed? You were on the Wilt the Stilt earlier. Anything, Josh, that we have not talked about that you think is a crime against humanity?
Don't worry, I'll be bringing it up in our next segment.
Oh.
I will
well
be too.
Done. Is this about the Eagles? Because that's sick.
How does he? I mean, I get it. He played in Philadelphia for 2 seasons, but no.
Okay.
No relation to the Eagles.
Is this about the 76ers having a losing streak?
No, it's not. I said I'm bringing up Wilt Chamberlain.
Wilt the Stilt?
Wilt the Stilt. You said the Stilt.
Yeah, you asked about it.
Yeah, but I thought you were. I asked if there was something. I asked if there was something on this show that we hadn't mentioned.
I said,
and you said I'm going to bring it up in the next segment. So I'm assuming we hadn't mentioned something
because you were talking about Wilt Chamberlain.
Yeah,
and I said I'll bring it up in the next segment.
Okay, all right. Little misunderstanding, but I
great.
forgive you.
Dude, you know what's crazy about Wilt really quick? In like the worst season of his career, he averaged 13 points and 19 rebounds on like 73% shooting.
I'm older than you guys, but my number one memory of Wilt the Stilt Chamberlain was him getting into a Volkswagen on television. There was a commercial.
Bold move.
You're like, oh my gentle Lord. He got in. It was amazing. Incredible stuff.
Shocking stuff.
Okay.
Crazy athlete.
What's the name of this thing?
Heat check ice bath.
Heat check ice bath next. Lowdown with Lowetide on Sports 1440 and YouTube.
Tired of waking up tired. Are you tired of waking up tired? Come visit our sleep experts at the Brick Mattress Store. Get Canada's guaranteed lowest prices on all things sleep. Plus, try your new mattress for 6 months. If you don't love it, we'll find one you do. Some conditions apply. Stop waking up tired. Get the right mattress, guaranteed. Only at the Brick Mattress Store.
Edmonton's only 24-hour-a-day sports radio station can be heard anytime, anywhere. Sports 1440 is streaming on your phone, your tablet, your computer. Download an app today and listen to Sports 1440.
Getting your vehicle sparkling clean doesn't have to cost a fortune. Take it into Hughes today and pay just $1 a wash.
Find us at HughesCarWash.com.
Mission Rail and Auctioneering's Calgary, Edmonton, Winnipeg Public Unreserved Heavy Truck Auction is this Thursday at 9 a.m. with tandem and single axle trucks, including a special dispersal of 3 unused 2024 Kenworth T880 tandem cab and chassis trucks. Info at maauctions.com.
Budget 2026 is focused on what matters.
with record investments in healthcare and education and a plan to keep our economy strong. This means better access to doctors and nurses, plus 50,000 more surgeries over 3 years. It also means hiring more teachers and building or renovating more than 160 schools, all while keeping taxes low and growing the economy. Budget 2026, focused on what matters. Visit alberta.ca/budget. A message from the Government of Alberta.
Mr. Rooter kinda speaks French.
Je m'appelle Monsieur Rooter. Je suis plombier.
Très bien, Mr. Rooter. Your name is Mr. Rooter, and you are in fact a plombier, a plumber. You are an excellent student.
Au contraire, mon frère, je suis un excellent étudiant. Also, I'm not here for a French lesson. I'm here because someone clogged up the toilets.
Ah, oui, right this way. For a plumber who speaks your language, call Mr. Rooter.
Missioner Allen Auctioneering's next 3-day Calgary, Edmonton, Winnipeg public unreserved industrial auctions are this Thursday and Friday at 9 a.m. These major events include multiple lanes selling a large section of multi-purpose trucks, equipment, and commercial trailers. Info at maauctions.com.
The Lowdown with Lowetide on Sports 1440. Author, musical connoisseur, sports know-it-all. Yes, a man for all seasons.
Presented by Wolf GMC Buick. We're making it easy. WolfGMCBuick.com.
On Sports 1440 for Wolf GMC Buick. Twang Tuesday. I've enjoyed it today. You guys ever go to a country music concert? Donovan aside. I had a lot of fun. Everybody's happy. Everybody's at the beer garden. Very good. Okay, it's time for Declinations, brought to you by Fairway Divorce Solutions, the clear road to a new life. There's a better way. Fairwaydivorce.com. And now we turn it over to Declan.
Yeah, heat check and ice bath. My heat check of the week. I really wanted to go with Nikita Kucherov because his numbers over the last, really since the beginning of the season, pick any timeline, are just amazing. But I surveyed the room. Nobody had this guy. So my heat check this week is Andrei Satoria, a Czechian pitcher. He is a full-time electrician. He got a standing ovation at the World Baseball Classic. He threw 4 2/3 shutout innings. Now Czechia did end up losing 9-0. At the end of the game, this guy got a standing O from the crowd again. They brought him back out onto the field. His fastball doesn't even hit 80 miles an hour. He's a full-time electrician. He's like 5'8", 160. And when at the time he was taken out of the game, it was 0-0, obviously, because he shut out 4 2/3 shutout innings. Unbelievable story. The guy looks cool as nails. He is my heat check for the week.
I love that story so much.
My ice bath of the week, Derek Jones and Yeboah. They have received lifetime suspensions from the MLS for betting on matches. Both of them, Derek Jones and Yeboah, they placed a bet on Jones himself to get a yellow card in a match. He obviously went out there, got the yellow card, and they have been banned for life from the MLS.
So a follow-up question. They can play elsewhere, or is it a worldwide soccer ban?
No, it's an MLS ban.
Okay.
FIFA, I haven't heard anything about FIFA's ruling on it. I would have to imagine there won't exactly be an appetite for them to play anywhere else.
What a dumbass thing to do.
And there's actually a video of the play. I'm going to retweet it right now. It's pretty yeah, that guy's definitely trying to get a yellow card. So
That's something
of the week.
That's something one of us might do. That's how, crazy it is. Oh, Donovan, you're next.
Yeah, one of us might do that. I wonder which one of us might. But I'll start with my ice bath just because this one hits a little close to home here. It is the Atlanta Falcons quarterback room. That is the biggest ice bath of the week for me. And it's not for Michael Penix Jr. Obviously the leg injuries, the lower half of his body. I'm sure if you're listening, you have either heard of or maybe you saw the memes going out there of that quarterback room where it's from Forrest Gump and they're chilling in the hospital beds and Lieutenant Dan's missing the legs and Forrest's just kind of chilling there. That's the Atlanta Falcons quarterback room. It is Tua who, for all intents and purposes, I don't know how much of a brain there is. That might just be tomato soup up there at this point.
Man.
And for Penix, the legs are a huge question mark. I don't know if either quarterback's going to go on to have a decent, even remotely decent season, but I can tell you for a fact that it's not going to be Tua having a decent season.
Why wouldn't they check out the other quarterbacks before they went? Like, he was a free agent for like 11 minutes.
He was a free agent for, basically a couple hours.
Kirk Cousins is better than both those guys. And they bought him out. Just so you know.
I don't know why. I mean, it tells you how much there wasn't really much out there in terms of the quarterback options. Maybe they think miraculously that there is more of a brain in there than I think everybody else thinks. But man, I watched him try and throw against zone coverage last year, and it was embarrassing.
Yeah.
He can still dice up man a little bit, but if you notice down the stretch, like they were only pretty much exclusively playing zone against him because they realized, oh my God, he has no idea how to play against zone coverage anymore. So that is my ice bath without a doubt. No idea what the Falcons are doing there, but I like the rest of the roster a ton.
There you go.
My heat check. I think some of you are going to like this. Some of you are going to hate this, but it's going to be Trent Frederick, Connor Brown 2.0.
Nice.
Yes. Yeah.
I love it. Woohoo!
I mean, the guy is hot.
Love it.
Coming out of the Olympic break, he's got 2 goals in these games, same amount he had before the Olympic break. So to me, I think he just looks like a guy who's rejuvenated right now. He looks quicker. I don't know if this is my brain tricking me into thinking, oh my God, he's back. Oh my God, he's back. But he looks like the player that you and me believe he is at.
Yeah. And it's great. I love it.
I love seeing it because he's been getting on the forecheck a little bit more. He looks quicker. He looks rejuvenated. He looks like a guy who used his Olympic break effectively and kind of had a mental reset. And I don't know what the magic remedy was, but I don't care about the first, 50 some games of your season if you're electric down the stretch. And so far, he's played some really good hockey since coming back. So for me, Trent Frederick, Connor Brown 2.0.
I love it. So good. Love that. All right.
Really quickly, Donovan, I think that's one of the first things that me and you have agreed on in my short time on the show.
There's country music.
She's only worked here for 10 weeks.
I'm assuming you also are mad at the clergy, Mackenzie? No? Okay. All right. Okay, young Josh.
My heat check is a homer pick for me for sure. But after Donovan said Trent Frederick, Connor Brown 2.0, I don't feel as bad. The Flames getting 2 shorthanded goals in the same PK. I brought it up earlier today, and it's like, that is ridiculous. Blake Coleman, fun fact for everybody, in his entire time in the league, now leads in shorthanded goals among all players. Active. Because I know Gretzky has like 79 shorthanded goals or whatever. We're not talking. He has 24 shorthanded career goals, and it's his 4th of the season. Just like, it's so good. And Matt Vagridden, he's really coming on. I think the Flames got a guy in him. So that almost that whole second period, but specifically the 2 shorties from the Flames last night in Washington, awesome sauce.
Love it.
Ice bath of the week. Now this is going to get a little contentious. Wilt Chamberlain's legacy.
Which part of it?
The entire thing.
Well, there's a lot of layers.
Today, I like Shea tied his 20+ point streak record, consecutive 126 straight games with 20+ points. I think undoubtedly he's going to break that. But going through in my research of, comparing the two, and then just, looking at game logs and everything, seasons of Wilt's career, I'm like, man, you know what? I get he was a physical specimen, but holy geez, I am not impressed with everything I'm reading right now. So, and as the league gets more scaled, I think Wilt Chamberlain, all his records, and it's like, oh, to be up there with Wilt named in this statistical thing, whatever, like, that's great. I think the longer that the NBA is around, the less impressive it's going to be. And I don't think we're far away from that time.
He led the league in scoring 8 times, rebounding 11 times, field goal percentage time. He averaged 50 points a game for a season.
I'm aware.
Okay.
I'm aware.
Like, we're talking about the same
I would say we're talking about the same Wilt Chamberlain.
27 boards a game.
Looking at if we just boil
Career
this down
average
to
of
like this
23?
streak right now.
Are you talking about the person off the court?
No, that was awesome.
Okay. All right. Because, I mean,
there's some things he did.
The only thing that I've ever heard about like a heavy criticism of Wilt is he didn't win as many championships, but the Celtics were pretty damn good.
Yeah,
during
he lost 4 game 7s to Bill Russell by a combined 11 points.
That's poor.
Do you know who has the second longest, really quickly? Do you know who has the second longest streak of 40-point games in NBA history?
I'm sure it's Wilt Chamberlain.
No, it's Elgin Baylor with 33. Do you know who the third longest is?
Kobe Bryant.
It's Kobe with 23. Do you know what Wilt's record is?
100.
It's 550.
Shout out to that guy.
So I got to push back on this one a little bit. It is Lowetide's turn.
No, it's Mackenzie's turn.
Oh, sorry. It's
Just forgetting I'm back here.
God.
Man. We shortened International Women's Day and now this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's
By the
next?
way, is the day after International Women's Day International Women's Boxing Day?
It should be.
Yeah. I read that online and
We
I
should
thought it
get
was
2
clever.
days.
Okay.
It'd be a day off. All right, go ahead,
You
Mackenzie.
guys get a
Okay.
whole month. How much more do you want? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
As much as we want. That's
kidding.
what.
That's a bold thing to say on air.
Yeah. Good job, Josh.
Yeah. Okay.
Did you
Anyways,
research that?
anyways. Donna Kelsey is remodeling her modest Florida home. That is my heat check.
You used the word modest, did you? Did you?
That is what was used in the news. TMZ reported it, and they used modest.
Okay, but what's the house? 14 million?
Oh, I don't know. I would assume she
Modest
lives
in Florida?
in a
1.2.
regular home. She seems like a regular lady,
Okay.
just a mom.
Travis and Jason definitely made enough money to make it worth their while.
And I love when the internet all gets in on the same joke. My entire Twitter feed is filled with them, and I'm not going to stop liking them. And Travis Kelsey finally commented on it today, and he said she could have called me to help her out. So, yeah. I technically have 2 ice baths. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Apparently, according to Pro Football Talk, the Cardinals reportedly pivoted to Gardner Minshew on Monday after talks with Jimmy Garoppolo hit a snag. The Cardinals are bad and they just want to be worse, apparently.
That's a check down, is what that is.
I don't even know if that's a check down.
Check across?
Yeah, that's
Lateral move.
That's a check down, dude. We're going from Jimmy G, who went to a Super Bowl, to Gardner Minshew.
Yeah.
The third.
I think those are both equally bad options.
I have to disagree. I think Gardner is worse.
I think those are equally pathetic.
He's also coming off an ACL injury.
Yeah, but you're all over Tua. So,
I mean, this quarterback class, outside of the Dolphins stud. I mean, what a move.
No.
Malik Willis. I mean, just franchise QB right here.
Love it. Finally turning the corner.
I love the Malik Willis signing.
What's your other one, Mackenzie?
And then also, this is just a headline from Barstool that I agree with. The Eagles have invented a new free agency strategy where you lose everybody and you don't sign anybody, because that is what the Eagles free agency has been in a nutshell.
Yeah, it's really, really, really bad. Okay. What's the hot one?
Heat check.
Yeah. My heat check is spring training baseball. A lot of players who ordinarily wouldn't get a lot of play are, they're having an opportunity right now. There's a 27-year-old undersized outfielder for the Boston Red Sox. His name is Braden Ward. In 14 games, 28 at-bats, he has 14 stolen bases. I don't think he's going to make the team, but that is more stolen bases than anybody by 8 during spring training across the major leagues of baseball. Just a wonderful story. And my down tick is about the Edmonton Oilers compared to the Colorado Avalanche. It goes like this. In the last 4 games, Edmonton has scored 9 goals at 5-on-5. Colorado has scored 10. So they're pretty much different shades of equal. Against, Colorado's allowed 5 goals against to 5-on-5, 12 for the Oilers, in case you're wondering what they have to do. So we're going to give them the downbeat today. Those numbers can get turned around in a hurry with a great win. But if you look at the schedule, They play Colorado tonight, Dallas and St. Louis on this road trip. And then it's Nashville, San Jose, Florida, Tampa Bay at home, on the road to Utah and Vegas, at home to Anaheim and Seattle. There are some opportunities in there. I have them getting 15 points in 14 games this month. They're already at 4 points in 3 games. But if they get to 20 points this month, they'll be heading towards 90, and they might be able to finish around 95. How many points do you think it's going to take to make the playoffs or finish in the top 3 in the Pacific? It might be around 90, ladies and germs. That's not fab.
It's not, but all that matters is to make it to the dance.
How confident are you that they're going to make it to the conference finals?
Fairly confident.
Oh, my God.
The conference finals? Man, the Pacific's pathetic.
They'll be in the
as are
conference
the Edmonton Oilers.
Bro, Vegas is not.
terrible.
Yeah, Vegas sucks. Seattle can't score. Anaheim's kind of fun, but let's be real about what Anaheim is.
Anaheim can't defend a lick.
It's a year
the
too
Oilers.
soon
What
for Anaheim.
Are we watching the same team this season?
Listen, I'm not going to let a guy who said Wilt Chamberlain's on the chopping block.
I didn't say he was on the chopping block. I said I was a little cooler on his. I'm thinking he's just a touch overrated.
He holds 72 NBA records.
The Oilers can't defend a lick either, but there's a pretty big difference between the Oilers offensively and the Anaheim Ducks. When it comes down to it, as much as the Ducks are a great story, the Ducks aren't ready in their evolution yet. They're still a young team that's not quite there yet. So those teams naturally have a kind of one and done type of playoff outlook. You look at the way that these teams are made up right now. Sure, the Oilers have been pretty poor this season, but I mean, look at what they were last year. They were awful too.
I don't know who I would trust them to play 7 straight games against, though, and come out on top.
Oh, I mean,
every team in the Pacific.
I honestly, I don't think so.
I think they get clowned a little in the conference finals, but the Pacific, I'm not.
If they play Dallas, they make the final.
I don't know.
I believe they can beat Dallas, but I don't. Minnesota's a terrible matchup for them.
Oh, yeah.
Colorado's a bad
I don't like
Colorado's a bad
Colorado.
matchup.
I just think they're
And I'm
clearly
not-
still the
I'm
best
not-
team.
Well, it was a reasonably good time today, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back tomorrow with more fun and frivolity. I want to thank Donovan for taking time out of his busy day. I didn't say jail. And thank him for coming in. Jason Gregor on the way next. Please enjoy your day.
This is a Sports 1440 update.
Brought to you by Sean Cunningham of Remax Real Estate. Get the home team advantage for your next move in the Edmonton area. If you're thinking about buying or selling a home, call or text Sean directly at 265-0165. 13 games in the NHL tonight. Oilers are in Colorado at 8. Connor Ingram gets the start. We've got pregame coverage with Andrew Walker at 7. The Kings are in Boston at 5. Toronto's in Montreal. Rangers host the Flames at MSG. Golden Knights meet the Stars. Ducks look to bounce back against the Jets. 11 games in the association. Raptors are in Houston at 6. Grizzlies and 76ers tip off at 5. Dallas is in Atlanta. Pistons look to break a 4-game losing streak against the Nets. Spurs host the Celtics. Wolves and Lakers have the late slate. 1 game in the PWHL. The Fleet are in Vancouver. Puck drop at 8. In the NFL offseason, tight end Dawson Knox has re-signed with the Bills for 3 more years. Running back Isaiah Pacheco has agreed to terms on a contract with Detroit. Khalif Raymond has agreed to sign a 1-year contract with the Bears. The contract is reportedly worth $5.1 million. Next on 1440, Sports 1440, the Jason Gregor Show. I'm Mackenzie, and that's your Sports 1440 update.
Sports 1440 in West Edmonton Mall and Wetaskiwin.